Hi guys, and welcome to my WWE Money in the Bank 2025 prediction video. Now, as you will see, sadly, no Sab, no Callum, yet again, just like my Backlash prediction video. There is a reason, unfortunately, I'm on holiday. Yes, I'm currently spending the week in Spain. So, yes, no Zoom call with Callum and Sab, because I didn't have a laptop stuff, but the three of us will definitely be back for Clash at the Castle, is the next one, in a few weeks' time. So yeah, but they have sent me their predictions for the matches. So yeah, there's still part of the video. Yeah. Yes. So yes, it is Money in the Bank this Saturday in California. I think I'll just get back in time for my flight for it, if I'm not too tired. And honestly, I've never think I've been so unhyped for Money in the Bank before. Money in the Bank's meant to be one of the big shows, one of the bigger shows. You know, I love the Money in the Bank matches. Callum got me a Money in the Bank briefcase for my birthday. I was going to bring, I couldn't bring it in the suitcase, but I was going to show it for the video. And I love the matches. But yeah, they're just, I honestly kind of, on for a few days, I was like, oh yeah, it's Money in the Bank this weekend. I think the hype and the build hasn't been great, but we have four interesting looking matches, and I think the Money in the Bank matches are very stacked. So let's get to it then, guys. Yeah. So the first one I will do is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's championship match contract. Yes, so we have Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Guyla, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, that's what I mean. That's a stacked women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Who do you pick here? Um, Honestly, it could be any of them. And that's a first, because usually there's like one or two favourites and the rest are just there to make up the numbers for a Money in the Bank ladder match. But this is a tough one. It could be any of them. Of course, Roxanne Perez has only recently made her main roster debut. Guyla and Stephanie Vaquer, they've literally just come up from NXT. Of course, both previous former NXT Women's Champions. Naomi, she's killing it as this heel character. Rhea Ripley, she could have a shot. Alexa Bliss, she could win it again. She won it in 2018, didn't she? Oh, I genuinely need to actually have a think about this. Baby, give me a minute. Okay, I've made my mind up. Maybe a gamble, but I can see this. I'm going with Naomi because I think she's been killing it as this heel character. She's had a few losses now to Jade Cargill and I think a few other people, and people are saying just start. This Naomi heel character deserves a title run, and I think her with Money in the Bank, and she cashes in later on in the year, or at some point later on in the year, yeah. I think that she'd be great, and I think it could be any of the others. Alexa Bliss wins it again. Maybe it's a little bit early to give Perez, Guyla, and Stephanie Vaquer a Money in the Bank contract when they've just recently come up from NXT, but you never know. Rhea Ripley, maybe, but she only recently had the Women's World Championship, didn't she? So to give her another shot, I just think keep Rhea out the world title picture for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go with Naomi. That could be a gamble. That's an outside pick, but I can see her with that briefcase, and if Jade Cargill maybe gets a title shot, maybe later on in the year, Naomi cashes in as a FU to Jade Cargill. Wouldn't that be cool? So yeah, I'm going with Naomi. Ooh. Oh yes, and Callum and Sab's predictions. What the hell's that? Callum is going with Roxanne Perez, fair enough, and Sab is going with Rhea Ripley. Right then, on to what should we do next? Let's do the last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So yes, Rhea Valkyrie defending her belt going up against Becky Lynch, so a rematch from Backlash. If Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title, as long as Lyra is champion. If Lyra loses, she'll be forced to raise Becky Lynch's hand and acknowledge Becky Lynch as the better woman. Okay. Who have I got for this one? Well, Lyra Valkyria won at Backlash in a very good match. Very good match. Very back and forth, but Lyra won at the end. But Becky attacked her at the end of the match, continuing the feud. This one's tricky. Because is Becky going to want to put her over again? Because Lyra Valkyria, these two go way back here, and Lyra went to Becky's wrestling academy, I think. So she's like kind of her protege in a way. So it's kind of cool they're wrestling each other. But yeah, they had a match. They had the match at Backlash, and here's the rematch. This is another tricky one. I could see Lyra retaining again, like she did at Backlash, but if Lyra loses, I can't see her saying to Becky, "You're the better woman." Not how heated this rivalry's gotten, but I can't see if Becky loses, she can't challenge the title again as long as. Oh, this one's tricky as well. Give me a minute. I'm going with. Oh God. I'm going with Becky Lynch because I don't see Becky going 0-2 to Lyra. Maybe she wins this one. Lyra does, "You're the better wrestler," but she throws the mic at her after the match. And then maybe there's a rematch at Clash at the Castle or SummerSlam. Yeah. So maybe it's a trilogy. So yeah, that would mean Becky wins this one. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say Becky Lynch in another great match. Maybe it's a dirty win at the end. But yeah, Becky Lynch wins, and then maybe that sets up a trilogy for a third match at Clash at the Castle or SummerSlam. Yeah. And Sab and Callum have both also gone with Becky Lynch to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Woo! Then next up we have is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship match contract. Yes, so we have Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. Another stacked match for the men as well. Jesus, this is good. I think both ladder matches for the contract for the men and women are going to be fantastic. And this one's great as well. Maybe not as many obvious. I mean, I don't think you say all of these could win. I don't think Solo's winning. El Grande, I'd be shocked if he wins. Andrade, maybe. Penta, I could see Penta with the briefcase, but for me, the two favourites here is LA Knight and Seth Rollins. I think they're definitely the two favourites. LA Knight, of course, he's still red hot and he hasn't won a world championship yet. So I think him with the briefcase will be great. I can just see him cashing in. Seth Rollins, obviously a former Money in the Bank briefcase winner back from, 2014. And then the famous cash-in at WrestleMania 31. Of course, with his new faction now with Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. It's either LA Knight or Seth Rollins. I think they're the two favourites, but the others there's going to be some great spots, especially with Andrade, El Grande, and Penta. So it's going to be the big powerhouse. There's so many different wrestling varieties in this match. It's going to be great. Well, who's going to win? This one's tricky as well. I need to have another think. Okay, my heart's saying LA Knight, but my head is saying Seth Rollins. I think he's going to win with outside help from Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Yeah, and Seth Rollins with the briefcase. Because they've teased a bit of tension between him and Jay, haven't they? I think he'll probably go on to cash in on Jay. Maybe in his match with Gunther after Money in the Bank. So for that reason, I'm going with Seth Rollins via help from his faction. Yeah, and Seth Rollins, down the line, cashes in probably on Jey Uso. So yeah. I think LA Knight would be such a good winner though. If LA Knight does win, fair enough, but I just think they're going to give it to Seth just because of his faction and stuff like that. So yeah, that should be a great match as well. Callum has gone with Seth as well, and Sab has gone with LA Knight. Yeah. Okay then, on to what will probably be the main event, or it might not be, we'll see. But yeah, I think it's got Cody and John Cena in, it's going to be the main event, isn't it? So yes, we have a tag team match. Yes, we have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. I don't know how I feel about this match, to be honest. Both world titles aren't going to be defended. They're in a tag team match where nothing's on the line. And I get it's still big. Cody, great to see Cody back. Obviously, this is his return match after WrestleMania. Of course, when he returned on Saturday Night Main Event to stop John Cena and Logan beating down Jay, hence setting up this tag team match. Of course, he wants revenge on John Cena after WrestleMania. It's cool to see Logan Paul teaming up with John Cena. I'm sure he's chuffed teaming up with a legend like him. I mean, outside of WWE, outside of kayfabe, etc. Who's going to win this one? This one's quite tricky though. All four of these matches are tricky. Who am I going to win for this one though? Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso did stand tall on the go home Raw, didn't they? So that would imply John Cena and Logan Paul are going to win via cheating means, of course. It's not going to be a clean win. I can see Jey Uso getting beaten down for a lot of the match, and Cody Rhodes is waiting for the hot tag for ages. This is, I don't know. Who's going to win this one? This was tricky as well. Okay, I'm going to say John Cena and Logan Paul, because like I said, they stood tall in the Go Home show. I know you could say Cody Rhodes, they don't want to give him another loss after WrestleMania, but I think Jay will probably take the pin. Maybe outside interference, maybe Gunther cost Jay the match, give their match on Raw after more heat. It'll be dirty. I think there'll be a low blow, there'll be a belt shot, and the ref's not looking. But I'm going to say John Cena and Logan Paul win here, a heel win. But Cody won't take the pin, obviously. I don't think they want him getting a pin back-to-back PLEs. And then that'll further set up more tension between John Cena and Cody ahead of their big one-on-one rematch, probably for SummerSlam, yeah. And then I don't know what Logan Paul's going to do. Maybe go and face someone else later on. And then obviously Jay's got his match with Gunther on the Raw after Money in the Bank. And that is it, guys. Yes, that concludes Money in the Bank. Only 4 matches. Quite a small card, but maybe one more will be added before the weekend. But yeah, guys, it's looking like a fun show, definitely. And predictions for Callum and Sab, both have gone with Cody and Jay. So they've gone the other way. They've gone with the baby faces. Fair enough. Okay, then. So that concludes my Money in the Bank predictions. Thank you for watching, guys. Yes, I'm just here in my room in our villa in Spain. Woo! It's lovely here. It's very hot though. Yes, it's like 28, 30 plus degrees some days, and not used to this weather, but it is gorgeous. The first holiday abroad in a long time, so I am enjoying myself. But anyway, back to the wrestling. I'll be back with Callum and Sab. Clash at the Castle. Definitely the three of us will be back on Zoom in a few weeks' time for Clash at the Castle. Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy Money in the Bank this weekend, and I'll see you all very soon.